Yes guys, what's going on? In this video, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down every single trade that I've taken this week and basically how I was able to make a little bit over 10% on my account, literally trading GBP USD. And this all happened before Thursday. The most recent trade I took was on Wednesday, and then the other one I took was on Monday. So literally two trades made over 10%, and this one was actually a break even. So to be fair, this trade on Monday made me over 10%, and I'll break down exactly how I was able to do it. So first things first, right? Let's look on the daily time frame. That will give us a good understanding of why we were originally looking for longs. And as we can see right here, we were at Monday down here, right? So this is the Monday candle, and we'd already seen a lot of bullish movement up previously from last week. So that was kind of telling me that we were going to be drawing towards this fair value gap on the daily. So that was kind of my expectation for this week, is that we would start to move into this fair value gap, which we did obviously end up doing. So I'm happy with that, and my draw on liquidity was correct, which is why I was able to kind of catch a move this big. But then what I did, drop down to the lower time frames. Let's just go down to the hourly. And now let's look at Monday. So like I said, Monday was a position that made me over 10%. And looking in here, you can see that we've got a nice hourly fair value gap. So what happened here is, what's this, Friday? Monday pulled back into this fair value gap. And once it filled that, then I was expecting it to go up and take out this high here, and then come and fill this daily fair value gap later on in the week, which it did. So now I'll drop down to the 15 minute. Right, so 15 minute. You can see here. At this point in time, I actually wasn't even on the charts, right? So what actually happened is Rob sent in his point of interest to the Discord, and I was lucky enough to literally jump on, see this point of interest, and I just took a trade based off that, to be honest, because Rob sent his point of interest into the charts. I had a look at it, I validated it myself, it made sense, so I ended up taking the trade after seeing our confirmation. So as we can see here, this was the low, and then what we saw here was inducement of this low. As you can see here, this low was taken out, so anyone that was buying here would have been stopped out of their position, and that kind of gave me more confidence. Now because we've seen this inducement, we can expect to go higher after we filled this 1 hour fair value gap. So hopefully that makes sense so far. Now, as far as the entry goes, our criteria for entry is very much based on the Asian session. So here we can see we swept Asian low and some structural liquidity here. And then when that happened, then that was my confirmation. Right, we've taken out Asian low, we're bullish for our daily bias after we fill this fair value gap. So that's exactly why I was looking to go long. And now let's jump down to the 5 minute, right? And then at this point here, this is when the inducement actually happened here. So what I was looking for is now some sort of change of character or some sort of market structure shift that's telling me that we are now going to move to the upside after this inducement. So drop down to the 1 minute, right? So back on the 1 minute now, and here we go. So we've seen the inducement, right, as I spoke about before. And we see a change of character when we break above the most recent 1 minute highs. So when we break above that with obviously displacement here, that's my confirmation that now we can start to target higher levels of price. So saw a pullback into this demand that caused the market structure shift or change of character, however you want to call it. Let me just have some orange juice. Yeah. So, we saw that entry back into that demand. And then when that happened, I was looking to go long. So as we can see here, I'm not actually sure. Actually, I'll check my entry on my phone right now. So let's see. My entry was 1.1674. So my entry was actually right here, which is ridiculous. It's a ridiculous entry, I'm not going to lie. My stop loss would have been 5 pips. And that's how I was able to catch such a good move, because my stop loss was so tight. And you can see here, I'll probably put it on the screen, but that's confirmation of the week that I did actually take these trades. But anyway, yeah, like I said, the reason I was able to catch such a good entry is because Rob had already marked out this point of interest. I saw the inducement and it made sense. It made so much sense to go up. So I was very happy having a tight stop loss and targeting all the way up here. So like I said, came back into this demand on the 1 minute. I just entered here, basically when I saw a reaction out of this 1 minute demand. And then let's go into the 15 minute so that you guys can know where I was actually targeting. So let me go here. So first target would have been this area of supply here, because we very well could have reacted off this area of supply for sure. We definitely could have. Why is it not loading? So yeah, price came into here. We could have reacted off this supply. So my original target and the target that I actually called out on Instagram was a 1 to 7. And at this point, after at 1 to 7, I closed out about 80% of my trade. So I'm going to make a note here so that you guys can kind of understand exactly what I'm saying. So 80% closed at 1 to 7, right? So I closed out most of my trade at 1 to 7 because that was my original goal. 1 to 7, I'm more than happy with getting a 1 to 7. Keep in mind I risked 1% here, so you know, at that point I've made over 7% on my account, so I'm very happy with that. But from my analysis of the week, it made sense that we would have a bullish week and target this daily fair value gap, which almost got me. Actually, it did. It got me a 1 to 30. That was my final position, which I'll throw up on the screen as well, right about now. So you can see there, if I risk 0.1 lots and I ended up making £150, then that is a 150 pip move, which is a 1 to 30. So you can see that's just kind of proof that I did catch this trade. And that was my final TP, because as I explained, target the daily fair value gap. It made sense because we were bullish. So I left a little bit of a runner for a 1 to 30, which ended up hitting. And that's pretty much the trade. That was the first trade of the week. Amazing trade. And like I said, it was all called out on the Discord, which is why I was able to catch it in the first place. Because, I mean, if I didn't have my Discord alerts activated, I wasn't even on the chart. So very, very lucky I'm part of a good Discord. And if you are looking to sign up to this Discord, you know, send me a message on Instagram, or the link for the free Discord will be somewhere in the description as well. So Tuesday, now, I didn't take any trades on Tuesday. Reason why is because we had a big move up here. If I was going to look, I remember actually now, if I was going to look for longs, I wanted to see this demand mitigated, which unfortunately didn't happen. But if it did happen, you know, same thing as here. I would have looked for my longs from the demand. I would have waited for my market structure shift, and I would have targeted any sort of liquidity points above here. You know, there's obviously more things that go into it, understanding higher time frame, understanding how to actually know a good market structure shift from a bad one. That was all come down to experience and actually having a good understanding of how to trade. You know, you can't just follow this, what I'm saying here, and think you're going to become some sort of professional trader, because there's a lot more that goes into it. But this is just like a brief overview of my trade, so I hope it clears some stuff up. Now, Wednesday I caught another move, but unfortunately, like I said, it was a break-even trade. And the reason why it was a break-even trade is because I entered here after seeing yet again inducement. So let me go to the 5 minute, and you'll see here that all of my trades this week were literally the same sort of trade. They were all longs because that was my bias, and they all happened after inducement and a change of character, right? It's very, very simple. You have a strategy, you stick to that strategy, and that's all you need to do. You don't want to deviate from that strategy. You don't want to take trades because you think, oh, your favorite trader's taking a trade, let me just copy him, because no, that might not be correct, and he could very well be wrong. So stick to your plan and follow your plan completely. And as you can see here, inducement, that would have been a 1 minute change of character, and then I got my entry after seeing that reaction from yet again some sort of 1 minute demand. Now, at this point, I was in profit. I would have been running up about a 1 to 2 at this point here, around here. But then there was news at 1:30, and because there was news, I ended up moving my stop loss to break even. So stop loss is now at break even. News stopped me out before going to hit my take profit. And then what actually happened is my final take profit from my Monday position, as you can see here, ended up getting hit for 1 to 30 on Wednesday. So although I was stopped out on my Wednesday position at break even, my Monday position got a 1 to 30. So I wasn't too bothered because I still made over 10% in total from the week, even though this was stopped out at break even. But if this wasn't stopped out at break even, I would have made over 15% in a single week. So it's a very good week for me, and there's multiple reasons why I was targeting such big positions. First of all, we were currently in a war, right? So when US is in a war, a bit of knowledge for you guys, then that means the pound is going to be a very people are going to want to move the money out of the pound. So that is exactly the reason why other currencies like people want to move the money out of the dollar. So currencies like the pound and the euro, they're going to be stronger than the dollar, and that's why you see such a big movement up. So that's the first reason. And second reason, if you look on the daily, you can see here that we've had such a big movement down on the daily. It makes sense to see some sort of retracement into maybe this supply, or at least to fill that fair value gap. So that was my reasoning to target such a big position. Now, as for the rest of the week, I haven't taken any other trades because on Thursday, right? Thursday we did actually react with this supply here. However, I just was kind of happy with the trades I'd taken from the start of the week. So for me, I didn't have a reason to try and take any trades here. And yeah, no trades to me on Thursday. And that's kind of lucky because, to be fair, if I was still bullish with my bias, which technically I am, maybe I would have started looking for longs and I would have definitely been stopped out. So that's good I didn't take any trades on Thursday. And Friday, which is the day I'm recording this, same thing. I just don't like the look of it. I never like taking a trade when you see such a big movement down, because for me, if I'm going to take a short position here, I would at least want to see price come up into the equilibrium or the discounted premium of the fib. So for me, that's just not enough of a pullback to look for shorts. So that's why I didn't take any trades. But that's pretty much the week done, guys, and I hope it makes sense. Like I said, all of this was called out in the Discord, and if you are looking to sign up, the link will be in the description, or you can send me a message on Instagram. But other than that, guys, have a good rest of the week, and next week I'll do the exact same thing. I'll break down every single trade I take, so definitely give me a subscribe. Make sure you comment if you enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you guys next week.